What's good, YouTube? It's your boy ZC Trades. This is consciousness expressing itself as ego. This is what I would tell myself if I was just starting to trade at my current age. I wouldn't be speaking to my younger self. I would be speaking to myself as I am now. Arguably, I wouldn't have the same mindset that I have without trading because I wouldn't have met the same people, been in the same situations, had the same experiences, the same thoughts, etc., etc. But the first thing that I would tell them is that you're entering an arena playing with the giants of the financial world, so don't expect this to be easy. Actually expect this to be one of the hardest things that you've ever done. I'm not saying it's the hardest thing to accomplish in the world, but expect it to be the hardest thing that you personally have ever done. The second thing I would say is, of course, study candlesticks, but you need to study time more than you study anything. There are certain things that happen at certain times, and price refers back to those times in the future. And that is how you determine your targets. The third thing that I would say is care less about people's opinions. There's something inside of us all that cares about people's opinions. You may not care about the majority of people's, what they have to say about you, but there are people out there that, whether you like it or not about yourself, you care what they have to say about you. Care less. If you care too much, speak less. Don't tell people your plans because you give people the opportunity to shit on you. You give people what they feel is, let me rephrase this. You give people a feeling that they understand you, that they know your intentions completely, that they know why you are the way that you are and what you are and where you'll go. They'll be able to, you make them think that they'll be able to predict where you'll end up, when that's completely based upon you. Then you are put into a position where you have to prove everybody wrong. And I would argue that that gives you fire, but that also gives you a lot of psychological restraints. Another thing, the fourth thing or whatever, you will deal with plenty of psychological issues. You'll be digging for treasure and face so many stones on the way down. Stones that were in your mind planted that you had no idea. Weeds that were in your mental garden that were elusive to your eye. Once you pull on it, you'll realize it's rooted so deep, you're going to be pulling on it for a long time. But really the duration is up to you because you've created that mental garden and you've fostered that weed. To a person who's just starting out, these things may seem confusing. It may not make sense, but I know it's intriguing. Another thing that I would tell you is do things outside of trading that will benefit your mindset in any type of way, that will give you more fire, that will grant you more control over your mind, access to different areas that you didn't have access to, make you an ally with your mind because your mind knows everything about you. I believe it's a separate entity because I can have thoughts that I don't agree with. If you don't make it an ally, it will become an enemy. And in this arena, these financial giants, they take advantage of people who don't agree with their minds. So you have to be self-aware enough, conscious enough of being as whole in order to dominate any space in this space. Another thing that I would tell you is strategy hop. Don't trade demo. Make as many mistakes as you possibly can, as fast as you can. Go through as much pain as you can, as fast as you can. That's why I say strategy hop. That's why I say join a bunch of mentors. That's why I say don't trade demo. Use actual money. Feel what it feels like. You need that. I don't believe in trading demo. If I trade demo, I'm just gonna, I don't care if I over risk. I don't care if I over trade. There's no real risk on the line. You're gonna have to jump in that water regardless. Start putting your money on the line. Another thing that I would tell you is you're gonna reach a point where you've honed your blade and you're gonna need capital. So begin to save capital now. If I had to restart, if my memory was wiped, and I had to watch this video at my current age, I would want to make you aware that nobody's really going to understand you. People are going to think that you're arrogant instead of confident. People are going to think that you're stupid because you want to be different. People are going to tell you that you tried too hard to be different. People are going to tell you that what you're doing is impossible. Some people aren't going to say anything. They're just going to look at you and say everything with their eyes. You had to be willing to endure all of those things and face that adversity head on. You're going to absorb that energy regardless. So if you're going to absorb it, turn it into fuel. Rocket fuel. You're going to have lonely nights. You may shed a few tears. You're going to have times where you feel like this may never work. But the truth is, whenever you're climbing a mountain as grand as this, that yields unlimited income potential, unlimited personal growth, unlimited opportunity to explore the map, explore the earth, that unlocks this many doors for you. If we were put in this, in the universe of where God exists and the devil exists, the devil is going to try everything he possibly can to stop you from doing that. He's going to place women in front of you. He's going to place doubt inside of you. Distractions everywhere. The devil don't bother the motherfucker that's sitting on the couch eating potato chips, watching TV as soon as he get off work, lazy at work, getting fat, cheat on his wife. The devil don't bother people like that. The devil bother people who want to actually go out in the world and make something of themselves and have an impact on people, have influence, have power and wield it well, how it's meant to be wielded. The devil wants to bother people like that. So you're going to have to be ready, and you're going to have to accept it. And it's going to feel like punishment. Those nights when you're alone, that self-doubt embedded inside of you. It's going to feel like everything is in question. And it should feel like that. And that's what you'll have to understand. And that may be something that you don't understand until you actually get to where I am right now, or where I am going. Because you may think that you understand something in the moment and then later on realize that you really didn't. You're going to have to realize that your friends, a lot of them can't come with you. I don't think I have any friends that are coming with me. Your friends are going to look at you and shake their head. When you're trying to be different, you show them their character flaws as they stay the same. You'll have friends that you try to push and push because you see the potential inside of them, but they just won't budge, bro. And those are the people that you're going to have to leave behind, and that shit might hurt. But after a while, you won't care no more. Because it's not about them. It's about you. It's about your family. And even family won't agree with what you're doing. Even family is going to take advantage of the work that you put in. Even family's going to call you names because you spend so much time studying. Oh yeah, you're going to spend a lot of time studying, bro. Thousands of hours. You're going to be confused beyond measure. You've never been so confused. You're learning a new language, a language that's constantly changing. So it seems. A language that you constantly have to adapt to. You're slaying a dragon that understands the human mind. There's so many pitfalls that you can fall into and just never make it out. You're in an industry where 10% of people in the world actually make consistent income. Actually, the statistic is that 10% of the people in the world make money. 90% of traders never make a dollar. So within that 10%, I would say less than 5% of that are consistently profitable. So you need to realize you're going to have to outwork 95% of all contestants inside of this arena. That's going to take time. It's going to take management of yourself. It's going to take some fire. It's not for the weak. Anybody can do this, but not just anybody can do this at the same time. You may feel like if you just show these people when to press the button, that they will be all right and set for the rest of their life. You've shown them how to fish instead of giving them fish. But not everybody has it inside of them to endure waiting for that fish to come. Not everybody has that, bro. Because there's so many things that you feel and go through on the way to that. So many times the devil poke at you. So many times he knock you on your ass. It's so many times when people that you love make you feel like you can't be exceptional. You can't be different. This is a scam. Nobody makes money with this. My grandma told me that. I was sitting in the same spot right here when she told me that 4 years ago. It's a scam. You can't make money doing that. That shit hurt me, bro. I understand, grandma, but that hurt me because I'm sitting there arguing with her, trying to explain that this is possible. And she ain't good. I'm texting her. This is why it's possible. She never responds. And that really made me feel some way towards my grandma for a little while. So we didn't talk. You pursuing this will sever bonds. You can rekindle them in the future. But you'll find yourself having a hard time finding the time to do that. Because you're focused on getting out of debt so that you can invest once you have the skill. You're focused on working a job so that you can get out of debt so that you can invest to find the skill. You're focused on honing the skill so that you can get out of debt and use the job to invest in the skill. And then in your free time, you feel like you're not working hard enough, and so you study more. Or you spend time thinking. You spend time feeling lazy. You spend time questioning whether you'll ever do this, whether you'll ever achieve the things that you've set your eye on. And the moments where you feel like you'll never achieve it, it may be one of the worst things that you feel ever, because you'll see people who have achieved everything that you want via the vehicle that you're taking, that you're driving, and you just don't know how. You've already had your eyes set on it, so you know that if you give up, you're going to be in pain for the rest of your life, because it's hard to find another skill set that will yield you what this will yield you. My memory was erased right now, and I had to watch this video tomorrow about how to start trading again or what you're going to endure. I would say the only way that you can lose in this game is by giving up. There are people out there who didn't make their first dollar until 15 years in. But I guarantee you, they didn't put as much time in. The time that they put in was divided. They had other responsibilities. They couldn't grind how you can grind right now. If you can grind, then you need to be grinding. The only way that you'll lose completely is by quitting. It's going to be one of the hardest things you do because you have to manage yourself. They didn't teach you how to manage yourself in school. Don't teach you that online, because you as an individual are subjective when it comes to everything. You have to teach yourself and learn yourself. You have to be the student and the master of yourself. It's tough, and it's an infinite journey, bro. You'll always be enduring it. You'll always be battling with yourself. Eventually, you'll tip God's hand and he'll give it to you. But until then, you don't know where the finish line is. And even when you cross the finish line, you're going to set it somewhere further. So you just have to put your head down and keep working through everything. Everything that you endure. I think that's sufficient enough. I think I could never post another YouTube video, and this video would suffice for me to do that. This video right here has everything that I ever would need to say in it to any trader who's unprofitable. Not about strategy. Nothing about strategy, actually. YouTube, that's about all I got. Like I always say, tighten up. I'm gonna get with y'all boys on the next one. Peace.